you know, this thing is awesome, right? Okay, and I love this thing. And usually I like to do something funny before a review starts, but you know, I just gotta say this, okay? The one biggest problem I have with this thing, right off the bat, it's not big enough for me to fit in it. Man. Hey guys, this is Rich. Welcome to another Halo Reach action figure review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Warthog from the vehicle series from the Halo Reach Series 1. This Warthog is massive. I mean, as you can see, it does have the capacity to sit two figures and then one in the turret. Show you here a little bit about this. The overall detail of the Warthog, I think, is pretty well done. It fits roughly in scale with both lines of figures. As you can see here, I put a Halo 3 Spartan in with two Reach Spartans so that you could kind of see, you know, how they all fit in this. The paint job on the Warthog is pretty well done. They've got like dirt type stuff on the wheels. I like that. But the rest of the Warthog is pretty basic in colors. Not a whole lot of special stuff going on, and there's no license plate. So don't drive this on, you know, a highway or something, because you're going to get pulled over. Because I mean, clearly, you know, come on, seriously, you don't have a license plate. That's ridiculous. I don't know who the UNSC thinks they are. They're not using a license plate. Come on. But yeah, I didn't notice. There's a lot of places to step. I don't know what's up with that. But anyway, the figures fit in pretty well. What it seems like to me when I originally got this, I went and I looked up on Halo Reach on Forge, and you know, I was staring at the Warthog, trying to figure out what sets this apart. It didn't seem right to me. Something seemed off. And there are a couple of dimensions and a couple places that are not exactly accurate to Halo Reach, or I think to Halo 3 specifically. I think what McFarlane tried to do was they either designed this originally for the Halo 3 Spartans, or they designed this to be kind of in the middle between Halo Reach and Halo 3 guys. Because if you look at this, the Halo 3 guy seems to fit pretty well in the seat. He fits pretty well. But if you look at the Halo Reach driver here, the Hazop, his head is sticking out. I mean, sticking out all the way up here. That thing popped off. And I don't think that that's exactly accurate, because I don't know about you, but if I'm driving a vehicle in a war zone, I don't really want my head sticking out so I can just go ahead and get capped in the face. You know what I mean? The windshield also is not exactly the right proportions, but I think that most people probably won't even notice that. Most people just want to get this for display. So for everybody, pretty much 99% of the people, this thing is incredible. It's actually a really good price too. It retails about $30, $35 at Toys R Us. And overall, I would recommend you get it. You don't even need to watch the rest of the review, but please watch it, because I need it. But anyway, with the turret here, the turret is removable. You just remove the whole thing from the base. And it does turn, which is great. Actually, once you get it in the place, it turns. There we go. It turns. The turret does go up and down, but it is a little difficult to make it go up and down quite as easily when there's a Spartan in it. Now, this is a Halo Reach Spartan, as you can see. I'll lower the camera. I had a problem with him. I got him to wave, so it looks pretty cool. Like if he was on display, be like, "Yeah, I'm killing you," and waving. Oh, you suck. But I seem to have a difficulty getting him with his chest armor to be able to hold both of the hand grips right here, which are where you pull the trigger so that the thing actually fires. So I don't know what's up with that. I couldn't exactly get him to hold it very easily. Now, obviously, if I play with this for an hour, I'll be able to get it. But I don't like that it seems to be a little out of scale for this type of figure. And, you know, and that's kind of a problem that I have right here with the steering wheel as well. Is that the steering wheel, first off, it's kind of that really brittle plastic, so please be careful when you get this, because I don't want anybody breaking their steering wheel or something. Once you get the Spartan in here, the Halo Reach guy, you can get one hand on the grip on the steering wheel, fine. But as soon as you put the second one on there, so you get the first one, and we're putting the second one on there. See how he's like sitting up? He's not really sitting anymore, and I don't like that. I want my figures to be able to fit in the Warthog, you know what I mean? I want them to be able to drive it, but I guess that wasn't meant to be. Okay, now to show you some regular UNSC guys in the Warthog. You have an ODST here from Series 2. He does not really fit in the driver's seat. I mean, he fits, but when he's holding the steering wheel, he has the same problem of lifting up off the seat. The Marine from Series 7, Series 8. Series 8? Oh my gosh, I don't remember! The Halo 3 Marine fits. As you can see, he fits pretty well. He's also kind of sitting off the seat, but that has to kind of do with his legs not being able to really sit. And now here we have the UNSC Troopers. Now, I already had a problem with these figures, and I already made a video about that. But people had said, well, the reason that McFarlane didn't make the arms so that they could swivel, you know, go in and out, was so that they can drive the Warthog and shoot the turret and stuff. No. Because right here, I have one of my modded UNSC Troopers, and if you want to see the video, it's in the description. I've had to be able to mod these, and no, there's no way that he could hold this gun without modding, because his arm has to be bent, has to be twisted inward towards his chest in order to be able to hold this. And I'm really considering modifying this turret right here, because now this is another figure that can't easily just up and grab the grip, and I think that's a problem, because I shouldn't have to spend a half hour trying to play with the figure, trying to get him in so he can just grab onto that, both those the handles. I don't see why I need to do that. So I'm really considering cutting these off right here, cutting off another portion of it, and then re-gluing it back on so it'll be a little shorter. Because it's kind of silly that you can't easily get a guy to up and grab it. You know what I mean? To answer your next question, if grunts can drive and man the turret in the Warthog, I would say not really. They're not that good. No, not at all. It's kind of funny. It's kind of sad, actually. But surely elites can drive. No, they don't really fit. They do kind of get so that they can man the turret, which is good. So that is a bonus. But they're not really going to be fitting all up in here. Now, I know that you were wondering, can Jackal's Flood and maybe even Profits from Halo 2 fit in the Warthog? Yes and no. The Jackal sort of kind of fits in the driver's seat. The Prophet back here, I just made him a turret because, you know, in Halo Wars they shoot the fuel rod cannons and plasma pistols and all kinds of stuff. So I think it's better that he actually is the turret, you know, so you can like twist him, he's like, pow, 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 you know, that type of thing. So he's really cool. And my man Flood here, I mean, I didn't think he could do it, but yeah, he fits pretty nicely in there, and he's shooting forward. I mean, he's an idiot, and he doesn't really know what he's doing, but it fits, man. Lastly, since I've shown you a bunch of figures that can or cannot fit in the Warthog, I wanted to show you some of the inner detail here. You can see a health pack, and then some other details. There's not really any colors. Ooh, gosh. There's not really any colors. It's kind of basic, but, you know, if that's what it takes, if it takes them to make rather basic colors and everything in order for us to be able to buy it affordably, make it affordable, affordably, then I think that's okay. Seriously, because I mean, a lot of people don't have like $50. I mean, I wouldn't want to spend $50 on a vehicle, maybe a Warthog, like if it was a Falcon, you know, something bigger, maybe. But like on a Warthog, you don't want to spend $50, $60 on it in order to get it totally decked out with paint, you know. So overall, if I were to give this a very severe rating, a very, very, very severe rating, I would end up probably giving it a 2.5 out of 5. Because while it is one of the coolest things McFarlane has made, clearly one of the coolest things, and it's not very heavy either. The tires don't turn. I mean, they go forward and backward, but they don't turn. A lot of the figures cannot fit. I would have preferred that instead of making this in between Halo 3 and Halo Reach, that they would have just said, you know what, Halo 3's over. It sucks that people have it, but we can't make new products geared to the old. So why don't we make the Warthog exactly, you know, just for Reach figures, you know? So now you're in a situation where neither figure line really fits in the Warthog. Instead of making it so that one for sure does, making it so that all of the Halo Reach Spartans, at least the Spartans, can fit. I mean, I would give it a 2.5 out of 5. However, with that said, I will still give this a 4.5 out of 5 as my final rating, because I understand that vehicles are very difficult to make and affordable, and I also think that it is something that any collector should add to their collection because, I mean, it's a Warthog. This is one of the most symbolic Halo things out there. I mean, a lot of people, even if they don't, I don't know, maybe not a lot of gamers, but I would think there's a number of gamers who could see this vehicle and would know it goes with the green guy from Halo, you know, Master Chief. It has become an iconic vehicle. You know, it has its own uniqueness and lore and everything. It is disappointing that not enough of the figures easily fit and that they don't really man the turret exactly as I would like. But overall, I'd still give this a 4.5 out of 5. You might have a different opinion on me. You know, that's awesome. That's awesome. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I still like this thing. I still say go get it. It is affordable. It fits the Spartans, at least from Halo Reach, and it also fits the Halo 3 Spartans. Yes, I know a lot of us would have liked if the Elites could fit because the Elites will drive them in multiplayer in Halo Reach, but you also have to remember that technically in the video game, if it was an Elite, right, they can, since if it was real life, they can move their bodies and stuff in a way that you can't do with the toys. You'd have to add way more points of articulation. So I think that they would be able to manage to fit themselves in there. Plus, the fact is, these are made for humans. The Elites are twice as big as any human. I mean, they're literally like at least 2 to 3 times our normal size in mass. So to be able to get them to fit in a vehicle, I think is really difficult. And I think that would have been very difficult for McFarlane to do. That's why I'll still give this a 4.5 out of 5. The only reason I don't give it a 5 out of 5 is with the problem with the turret being difficult for the Spartans and other human characters to be able to use it, and the fact that its wheels don't go in and out. I would have liked that. I would have paid $5 extra to be able to have the wheels to be able to do that. This is great and all, you know, being able to do this forward or back. I wish it could turn though. That's me. That's my personal opinion. I wish it could, and I wish it would have been designed more for Reach Spartans. Forget the Halo 3. Yes, I have a ton of Halo 3 Spartans. I would have loved to have had a Warthog, but forget them. Make all the new vehicles geared for Reach guys. Make it so that the Reach Spartans can fit, because all the new people, all the people who are just starting to collect, and I know because I get a ton of people telling me, I'm just starting to collect, what figure should I get into, or get, because I'm just getting into this. Make all the stuff for Reach fit and aimed and geared just towards Reach guys. Make sure, please McFarlane, any of the future things you make, please make sure that the Reach figures can fit. Not just a little bit. Make it so that even kids that buy this can easily get them to fit. But that's just me. That's my opinion, you know. But anyway, I still recommend you guys go and get this. Get this. This thing is going to be an incredible thing for your collection. I promise you. It is massive. It is huge. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching, commenting, and being awesome as usual. What do you guys think about this? Overall, what do you think from this review? I mean, if you have one in person, what do you think about it? You know. But anyway, guys, I will talk to you guys again next time. And, yeah. See you later.